present to these Taiwanese ladies was actually very hard because they were staring at me. So it was quite intimidating, but I went through it all. Alright, so I want to talk about one experience that I had was before I represented my country for innovation. Alright, this one is actually one of my devastating thing that have ever occurred to me in this school, which was, you know, nothing comes for free, right? And having to represent my country, I did not just get it for free like that. Instead, I had to go through an interview. And guess what? This interview actually aligned at the same date as my prefect interview. Now, you guys may not know this because you know I'm a Bada right now, right? But when I was in Form 3, I actually applied for prefect as well, even though I was a Bada. Like, because at that time, I thought to myself, I'm not really that good of an imam. I'm not really a good preacher because, you know, I have my own background and some people would call me munafik for the things that I've done. So I thought to myself, I don't deserve to be in this position because I have a lot of things that I've done. But I also thought to myself, everyone makes mistakes at some point of their life. So at that time, I missed my prefect interview, but instead I have to go to Putrajaya to meet the head director of Ministry of Education. Guys, imagine over here in our school at that day, people were being interviewed by Teacher Vida, Mr. Naki for their prefect interview, while I was over there being interviewed by the head of director of Ministry of Education. Like, how could I miss that opportunity? Obviously, that is very nerve-wracking, first of all, but I don't think it would be worth for me to go to my prefect interview and miss my chance to meet the head of director of Ministry of Education. So, but one more problem was that when I went to Putrajaya, you know, their ministry buildings, I was not informed that I would be meeting the head of director. I was just told that I would go to Putrajaya to do some discussions about my project. But when I got there, they just then told me that I will be meeting him. So in a very short amount of time, imagine I will be meeting someone of very famous figure, but I have to prepare my own speech in less than a few minutes to talk in front of him in full English. Because like this person was very particular about the language usage. Because every time I use Malay word, he said English. So I was like very nervous when I was talking to him. So at that time, even though through all of those hardships, I was able to cook up my own words, and I was able to convince him enough to be able to sponsor me to go to Taiwan. As much as, and the cost was around 5,000 ringgit.
Wow.
Why? Because this is actually very important, a crucial moment of my life. Because if I had failed that interview, I would not represent my country